The Goatman, Mr. Something Bonavita, finally stepping into the fog on August 22nd. And yes, we're all buzzing about this new hunter who, ironically, has absolutely zero goat-related abilities. But don't worry, folks. He's still the perfect goat. Scapegoat for every survivor out there who thinks the game is too hunter-sided. Classic, right? But you know what? Let's not beat this scapegoat. There are already a gazillion YouTubers dissecting every pixel of this guy's design, from his horrible horn to his not-so-goat abilities. Today, we're going to take a little detour. Instead of focusing on Mr. Not-so-Goatman, I've got a juicy little secret for you. Identity 5 has been hiding some other hunters right under our noses this whole time, and most survivors have no idea they're even there. The question now, who are these hunters? Well, let's dive in, folks. Nothing quite ruins a perfect kite like a tram slamming into your face. Imagine, you've been dancing kite that lonely geisha for 5 ciphers. The last machine's ready to pop. You're 20 meters away from that geisha after successfully predicted her blink. And you shout to your team, focus on decoding. Victory is within your grasp, except for one tiny teeny detail. You're running on the tram tracks. As you smugly keep an eye on the geisha crying for your attention, bam! Suddenly, you're doing a somersault backflip because a giant chunk of iron just flattened you. And that geisha? Oh, you'd think she'd get a taste of Tram-chan's iron justice too, right? Nope, not today. She dodges that tram like a pro, and probably even thanks it as they pass, with the tram slyly winking back. To add insult to injury, she dashes straight into you, ending all your fancy footwork and all your 5 cipher kite efforts. They're vanished, gone in an instant. I bet that geisha shed a single tear of joy after the match. The story doesn't end there, though. After you're strapped into the rocket chair, you spam, "Don't rescue me," because you know how this story ends. But guess what? Your teammates think they're Rambo. They sprint in for the rescue only to get themselves obliterated by, you guessed it, the tram. And that geisha? Well, she can't even chair anyone because she's only an alligator tier, while you guys are probably unicorns smurfing it up. Trust me, the irony is real, folks. Believe it or not, 50% of your random teammates in rank are, well, straightforwardly brain dead. Most of the time, they're the reason you're sitting at a solid 11% win rate. That should be 9% if you're not skilled enough, by the way. These terrible randoms are like the hidden hunters you face every day, but never quite realize. They're here to give you a headache on a daily basis. For them, teamwork is basically a joke. They start the match with a battle cry of focus on decoding. But the moment someone goes down, it's like they suddenly joined a yo-yo competition, with everyone saying yo-yo. 1 minute they're promising to live and die together, and the next, they're casually shoving you off a cliff. Classic move. And let's talk about their gameplay. It's a whole new level of painful. Take the lucky guy, for example. His name might be Lucky, but that's the only thing he doesn't have. I seriously question why the devs called him Lucky Guy. The only luck he's got is not getting terror shocked in the first 10 seconds. If I were in charge, I'd rename him Horror Guy, because his gameplay is a horror story in itself. And then there's the doctor. She's supposed to heal others, right? But every time I get paired with her, I end up needing therapy myself. This doctor always seems to get targeted first and dies in under 30 seconds. Whether it's because she can't heal herself, or she's just too brain dead to do so, it's a mystery that haunts me every time. I'm starting to think she's actually playing a different game called How Fast Can I Get Knocked Out? That's why, next time you're wondering why your win rate is in the single digits, just remember, it's not your skill, it's your skill and your teammates. And if you think you're playing a different game with them, don't worry, you probably are. ever wondered why some people just can't stand the Enchantress or the Prospector? And by some people, I mean survivor mains, of course. Or maybe you've heard the horror stories about how terrifying the little girl used to be? Not for the hunters, but for her own teammates. I mean, her ability was so legendary back then that it's still talked about today, like it's the Identity V version of King Arthur and Excalibur. These kinds of survivors are what we call the Harassers. And believe it or not, they can actually be your secret hunters, working behind the scenes to get you demoted. Their job? To harass the hunter, giving them a rough time during chases, denying their abilities, and basically being a complete jerk to the hunters. Well, at least that's what they are supposed to be. In reality, harassers are like a double-edged sword. A good harasser will do their job perfectly, messing with the hunter, denying their every move, and being the bane of their existence. But a bad harasser? Well, they're the hunter's best friend. I wouldn't be surprised if the hunter sends them a friend request after the match and secretly hopes to team up with them again. But how could that happen? Well, I don't really need to explain the nightmare of an enchantress using a 1-second stun to conveniently refresh the hunter's attack recovery, or that one Norton jerkbell who pushes you straight into the hunter's loving arms, or vice versa. And don't even get me started on the old little girl's abilities. I don't want to relive the trauma of her canceling the hunter's attack recovery with that so-called Paper of Hope, which honestly should have been called the Paper of Hopelessnesses for how it made us feel. Now let's talk about something that's truly the bane of any gamer's existence. The red ping. You know, that red bar that pops up in your game like it's saying, "Guess what? Your internet is about to have a cancer." When you see red ping, it's basically a sign that it's time to head to the phone store, sell your device, and just buy a PlayStation 5. You can finally live your dream of playing The Sims or Stardew Valley, basically anything that doesn't involve a red ping ruining your life. Seriously, folks, red ping is like the gaming equivalent of a bad relationship. It makes you question your sanity, makes you think, why am I even doing this? When you see red ping, just forget about Identity V. Bury those experiences in the backyard, plant some flowers over them, and try to forget you ever had a connection to that game. Because red ping is a recipe for disaster. It'll turn your PTSD from post-traumatic survivor disorder to permanent traumatic suffering. I'm gonna be honest with you all, folks. The red ping is the reason why I'm stuck in Mammoth tier, which is the most terrible tier ever exist in the history of modern gaming. Like, you wait for an hour to get into 2 matches, and waiting for a match takes about 20 minutes. I'm not kidding. By the time you finally get into a match, you could have cooked instant ramen, eaten it, and washed the dishes. And still, you get hit with red ping. The agony of red ping often happens when you meet that one bloody queen wearing her SS tier skin. I don't know if the skin's effects are just too dazzling for the internet to handle, or if the skin's so flashy it's disrupting the entire Identity V server. It's like the game is saying, congrats on your SS tier skin, now enjoy your SS tier lag. Anyway, you can always try to get back at the hunter with your own S tier skin. You think, I'll make the hunter lag with the sheer brilliance of my outfit. So you slap on your best S tier skin and accessories, thinking you're going to be the lag hero. But guess what? I tried that, and it backfired. I ended up lagging so badly that I couldn't even see the hunter. All I saw was red ping and disappointment. Finally, let's talk about a top secret hunter that's so exclusive that most of you watching this video don't even have it. Yup, I'm talking about your girlfriend. Well, I'm just kidding, folks. Please don't send me death threats. I'm just kidding, I swear. But seriously, your girlfriend, boyfriend, bestie, sister, brother, parents, boss, or even that debt collector are the undercover hunters you never knew existed in IDV. How, you ask? Well, imagine this. You're out there kiting a hunter like a pro, pulling off stunts that would make a Titan-level survivor jealous. And suddenly, your phone rings. You look at the screen and see girlfriend lighting up. That's right, your phone just became the new IDV hunter. It's so bad that your match probably ended with a lose and a penalty because of AFK. You might even think, should I just pick up and say, hey, let's break up. I'm trying to dodge a hunter here. Because, let's be honest, losing a match because of a phone call feels worse than getting stabbed in the back by your own teammate. And I bet some people would think, ooh, I'm on PC, so I'm safe. Well, congratulations. But guess what? Your girlfriend or boyfriend might decide you're more of a game over than a player one and find someone new. So now you're left with fewer interruptions and maybe one less love interest. One fewer secret hunters, but also one less date. Congratulations on the double whammy. So, those are the 5 secret hunters you never knew existed in Identity 5. Remember, this is all in good fun, with no harm intended. If you've got any thoughts or stories about these sneaky hunters, drop them in the comments below. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time,